Hi, good morning. So my name is Barry, and this is Bullet, and we're from Fcase. Our mission is to give you the full picture of fraud and help you manage your fraud more effectively. Fraud is increasing 12% year on year. Simply, fraudsters have sophisticated resources to make their focus really easy. In most cases, more sophisticated than your defense layers that you have. To fight back, banks deploy many fraud protection layers. For example, transaction, mobile, insurance, AML, and mortgage, and many more fraud systems. And these are typically repeated in each country of operation. So you end up with many fraud systems, many protection layers. However, each protection layer does not talk to each other. Thus, it's fragmented. This presents a challenge in fraud investigations and an opportunity for fraudsters which they just take every day. Fraud typically starts in one layer and ends in another, as fraudsters know these layers are fragmented and disconnected. Therefore, fraudsters easily navigate through all of your protection layers. At Fcase, we help fraud investigation teams close the gaps that fraudsters take advantage of, presenting the full picture of fraud and enabling fraud teams to manage their fraud with great efficiency across the organization. Let us show you how we solve fraud fragmentation and reduce fraud via a fraud scenario. But first, let me give you the scenario. Customer is in a coffee shop and joins a public Wi-Fi. Then the customer checks their bank account on the public Wi-Fi. However, this is rerouted to a malicious banking site. And once logged in, sharing the login details. This fake banking site asks the customer to update their mobile number, and they do. And about 80% of people do this kind of thing every day. They're trusting. Simply, the fraudster obtains the required banking credentials and commits fraud. This scenario is cross-channel fraud. Banks' fragmented systems do not see this type of fraud. They're busy looking at parts of the story, but not all of the story. So Bullet, the fraud investigator, has been automatically assigned this case, and typically automatically assigned based on his skill set in this particular area, as we have algorithms to focus on that. He notices that this is a phishing alert. Typically, a fraud investigator would not investigate further at this stage. Mainly, they would just monitor this and see how it goes, and in some instances, maybe ask another team if they have more insight on this case. But with Fcase, the investigator can see the full picture with the phishing event and 3 other orchestrated cases. As we consolidate, we orchestrate the cases together. So this is, for example, a malware, a new device, and the transaction with the phishing that came first. So let's view the full customer story and the actual fraud via a timeline. And this is orchestrated using all of the underlying fraud technologies that we are bringing into our system. So navigating to the recent mobile event, Bullet notices the customer uses the same device all the time. And they're using this for online banking. And using link analysis, we can see 20 recent login attempts. But we can also see the new login attempt. So this is a brand new device that is being used simultaneously while the other person is using their banking account. At the same time, they're on this different IP as well. We also see there's a malware alert. And Bullet can see that this malware is on a jailbroken phone and it's on unsecured Wi-Fi. And now there's a new device alert on different IP address within seconds of each other. This just doesn't happen. And when you do not orchestrate all of the data, you do not see the full story. So this is, and finally, there's a transaction of 1,417 euros, and we have past history. This history is just simply showing their typical spend patterns, and it's certainly this transaction, if you add up, for example, the phishing, the malware, the change of device, then this is out of character. This is a consolidation of all of the alerts in one place, giving you the full picture. So this is 100% fraud, and the fraud investigator shuts down the case. To be honest, no false positive here. We have the full picture. And then we basically feed back the results to the downstream systems so they can update machine learning and improve automatic detection going forward. To be honest, it's these collective scenarios that fraud systems do not solve alone. With fraud orchestration via Fcase, you instantly get the full picture, enabling you to manage your fraud at an enterprise scale, improving efficiencies and reducing customer friction and fraud at scale. Fraud orchestration also comes with some other benefits. For example, a global view of all your fraud across your whole organization. And you have the ability to drill down at an individual channel, showing, for example, which data stream, which fraud, across which day, and how much you've lost and how much you saved. Furthermore, we have PSD2 reports that are embedded directly within the solution as standard in the format based on the regulatory requirements. And also, we also support customer authentication that basically enables you to generate flexible rules based on the regulatory requirements. So if there's a certain bank transfer over a certain amount, then quite simply, we can generate stronger authentication, and we can push that from our solution. So fraud orchestration helps you manage your fraud teams, also, which basically reduces fraud and so forth. So at Fcase, we're leading the fight against fraud at an enterprise scale. Please feel free to visit us at booth 15 for more information on how we're helping companies reduce fraud, customer friction, and improve efficiencies. And also, we have some customers here today, if you'd like to talk to them, to share experiences. Thank you very much.